Hi, it's Kozue. Born Pretty reached out again like, wanna try this? And sent me more products. A blue cat eye gel, a wave pattern liquid, a dot gel for cat eye designs. This one's a bit mysterious, honestly. A nude gel that also works for stamping, and a sculpting gel. Everything they sent looks fun. I'm gonna play around with these and make all kinds of nail art. First up is a blue cat eye gel, a bit sea. Even from the label, you can tell it's this super deep ocean blue shade. And yep, it really is that deep blue. Total summer vibes. I brushed it on in these loose, wavy strokes, imagining the shoreline. I used this little spinning magnet machine I got from an overseas site, and when I let it whirl, it turned out like this. For the second layer, I did the same shoreline style strokes and spun it with a magnet again. Honestly, I probably didn't even need 2 coats. That's how deep this blue is. Ocean Wave Watercolor Liquid. This one isn't a gel, it's an air dry type. The pigments might be a bit separated, so I give it a good mix before using it. At first glance, it looks like regular nail polish, and it has a slightly volatile smell to it. You can use it over a tacky layer, and even an uncured gel. Either way, once you're done applying the liquid, make sure to fully cure the gel underneath. You can see these tiny little bubbles popping up, right? The color payoff is amazing. To keep the edges from lifting, it's best to wipe off any excess liquid around the sides with ethanol or something similar. Once the liquid dries, I add a top coat, cure it, and all done. You could totally add stones or pearls to this. Maybe I should have stopped the liquid around this point, but it's all personal preference. Next nail art, I'm using Born Pretty's Cat Eye Gel First Love. For the first coat, I sink the particles and cure it. For the second coat, I pull the particles towards the center and cure it. I'm stamping lace on top anyway, so I don't worry if the pattern looks a little weird at this stage. I'm stamping lace over the whole nail using a highly pigmented polish made for stamping. I got this blade from an overseas site. Since the nail tip is long, I stretch the stamper as I press it down, but the very top still came out a tiny bit short. So I'm going to use the leftover pattern on the stamper to fill it in. Oh, that works. It blended in really nicely. And one more little extra. I apply a matte top coat and cure it. Here comes the 5D sculpting gel. When you squeeze a tube, it comes out in a soft little blob like this. You can't really see it well on camera, but I pulled out about a 2cm icicle from the tube and place it onto the nail. If you do this on your natural nails, you'll definitely want to protect the skin, otherwise the gel will get on it. I let another icicle-like strand drip down and cross it over the first one. The gel is softer than it looks. I rub on the chrome powder. I'm coating it with top coat. I don't usually seal it, but the chrome powder went flying everywhere this time. I wipe off the extra chrome powder that scattered using ethanol. And finally, I seal the whole nail with top coat. All done. Ring nails were so popular a while back, and they look adorable when you pair them with lace. For the next nail art, I apply 1 coat of white cat magnetic gel. I sink the particles and cure it. This Christmas-themed plate is from an overseas site. Even though we are heading into summer, I'm stamping a snowflake today. This snowflake is so cute. The size and the design are totally my style. I'm stamping it right in the center. On top of that, I apply white cap magnetic gel. No magnet yet, and I'm not curing it. Now I switch to the 3D floating dot gel. I drop one dot right on the top of the stamped snowflake, but I didn't have my magnet ready. So while I was like, where's my magnet? Where's my magnet? The floating dot gel started to spread out. When you hit it with a magnet, it blooms into the soft round shape. The dot gel was runnier than I expected, so if you zone out for a second, it just keeps spreading. If you want a smaller circle, use only a tiny amount of gel and bring the magnet in quickly. It turned out like this, kind of spacey, right? On the Bon Pretty side, it says to wipe off the tacky layer before applying top coat. And of course I wondered, what happens if I don't wipe it? So I intentionally left a sticky layer and applied the top coat as is. And then this happened. The top coat repelled in spots like this. Makes sense now. That's why you're supposed to wipe off the tacky layer first. I applied another layer of top coat, cured it, and it's all finished. What kind of design would you make? By the way, Bon Pretty shows examples like these. A Halloween theme could be cute too. Next, I'm trying this pad painting gel. I already removed the inner seal before filming, but it was tightly sealed. It has the consistency of a thick cream foundation. I apply one coat of the pink cat eye gel First Love, sink the particles, and cure it. For the second coat, I float the particles roughly towards the center. Since I'm stopping over the whole nail, it doesn't have to be perfectly neat. This is another plate I bought from an overseas site, and I'm stamping it with a pad painting gel. Look at this rich, creamy texture. At this point, it's not even foundation anymore. It's basically concealer. It looks like the Sam's Korean concealer. I rub it several times from different directions. It picked up perfectly. The design is sitting solidly on the stamper, so it looks like I won't even need a flash cure. Oh wow, how lovely! Such a soft, delicate lace look. After applying the top coat and curing it, it's all done. Wow, the lace color matches the gel so perfectly. It turned into such a beautiful nail design. When I place it next to the one I stamped earlier with stamping polish, it looks like this. The pad painting gel color is just gorgeous. Next, I'm going to try creating a gradient by dabbing with a sponge. Maybe this is the way it's meant to be used, given the name pad painting gel. On their website, they have an image showing how you can blur the edges like this to make the transition less noticeable. I wasn't sure if I even needed a second layer, but I went ahead and dabbed it with the sponge one more time. The color payoff is insane. This is basically the concealer of the gel nail world. It felt a bit empty, so I added a little stone. And now that I'm looking at it, you can really see how the gradient ended up a bit asymmetrical. Oh well. Now comes the toughest part, creating a French tip with stamping. Removing the excess gel from the stamper is a bit of a hassle, and getting it stamped perfectly symmetrical on both sides is really tough. I still need more practice keeping the pressure even. It scraped off like this. In the end, I just drew it freehand, but wow, doing a French tip freehand for the first time in like a million years was so hard. Looking back now, why didn't I use a French guide sticker? What was I thinking? Even though the surface ended up pretty bumpy, after painting the French part twice and adding a top coat, it actually looks totally fine from a distance. And wow, I had so much fun trying all these different techniques today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!